how the Brooklyn Bridge was sold, over and over again. You've probably heard the phrase, "I've got a bridge to sell you." It's usually used to call someone gullible. But here's the wild part. That phrase comes from a real con that happened in New York City. Not just once, but dozens of times. And the bridge in question? The Brooklyn Bridge. In the early 1900s, a man named George C. Parker made a living selling things he didn't own. The most famous item on his list, the Brooklyn Bridge. A towering symbol of progress, linking Manhattan and Brooklyn, an icon of American innovation. And yet, Parker convinced people that it could be theirs, for a price. George Parker wasn't just any scammer. He was a legend, a smooth talker, a master of documents and persuasion. When immigrants arrived in New York, fresh off the boat, Parker was waiting. He'd greet them with a smile, a handshake, and a business opportunity that sounded too good to be true. That's because he forged official-looking deeds. He printed fake government documents. He even set up a fake real estate office. Then he'd tell his targets that the city was looking to privatize the Brooklyn Bridge. And for a few hundred or a few $1,000s, they could become the proud new owners of one of the busiest bridges in America. Parker's favorite targets were newly arrived immigrants, often unfamiliar with American laws and hungry for a piece of the American dream. He'd sell them the bridge, give them a bill of sale, and tell them they could start charging tolls the next day. Some of them actually tried. They'd show up with chains and signs trying to block traffic and collect tolls until the police showed up and explained the truth. You might think this was a one-time scam. It wasn't. Parker reportedly sold the Brooklyn Bridge at least twice a week for years. Sometimes he sold it for $50, other times for $50,000. And it wasn't just the bridge. He sold Madison Square Garden, the Statue of Liberty, and even Grant's tomb. He was arrested multiple times, but Parker was slippery. He used different names, moved around, and created new schemes. It wasn't until 1928 that he was finally caught and sent to Sing Sing prison for life. By then, he had become a legend, one of the most famous con men in American history. The idea that someone could be convinced they owned a public landmark is almost unbelievable. But that's what made Parker so effective. He didn't just sell you a lie, he sold you a dream. And in a country built on ambition and ownership, that dream was too tempting to resist. Even today, scammers use the same tactics: flashy words, fake documents, and promises of something just out of reach. The tools have changed, but the con remains the same. So next time someone says, "I've got a bridge to sell you," remember, it actually happened. And it worked over and over again. George C. Parker didn't just scam people, he scammed history. And in doing so, he made the Brooklyn Bridge more than just an architectural wonder. It became the symbol of the greatest hustle in American folklore.